I don't know about you guys, but me, I've had it up to here. There are some 40-odd homicides a day on our streets. There are over 2 million illegal guns in this city. Man, that's enough guns to invade a whole damn country with. They shoot a cop in our city without even thinking twice about it. Ah, come on. I mean, you guys ride the subway. How much more of this grief we're gonna stand for? How many more locks we gotta put on our goddamn doors? Now, we ain't got the police, the prosecutors, the courts, or the prisons. I mean, it's over. The books don't balance. We are a statistic. Now, I'm telling you, you can't go to the corner and buy a pack of cigarettes after dark because you know the punks and the scum on the street when the sun goes down. And our own government can't protect its own people. Then I say this, pal. You got a moral obligation, the right of self-preservation. Now you can run, you can hide, you can start to live like human beings again. This is our Waterloo, baby. You want your city back? You gotta take it. Dig it, take it.
The early 80s saw the language of prosperity and nostalgia for a simpler, more racist time take over the national narrative, while Reagan's 80s saw the rich getting richer and the streets filling with the disaffected poor. New York in particular decayed like a corpse, unaided for decades by anyone with the money or power to help. As Reagan promised economic growth, while his administration spread death and pestilence around the country and the wider world, filmmakers struck back against his rugged, individualistic bullshit. It is no accident how many big, shiny American cars were pornographically destroyed in 80s movies. The 50s nostalgia that had gained traction in the 1970s was taken to task by many, but none with as sharp an axe to grind as John Carpenter. Carpenter's films embraced and deepened the paranoia of the victimized.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? You gonna let him give the orders? I mean, he could be one of those things!
Acknowledged the scourge of wealthy politicians and increasingly militarized police forces doing their bidding.
You have 10 seconds. Turn around. Start back to the island.
He punished presidents and the clergy. He let no one off the hook. Carpenter would later say he didn't understand the Stephen King novel on which his movie Christine is based. Didn't get the premise, why it was so horrifying. So he made it something he did understand. A punishing critique of 50s nostalgia. A reckoning for the heat death of American industry. And one of the most perfectly composed movies of all time. The world was dying, and only the American dream glinting in the reflection of an old hot rod, like the picture of Dorian Gray, seemed impervious to the ravages of time. He aimed to kill it dead. I'm in a small minority of people who think this is not just one of Carpenter's best movies, but one of the best American movies ever made. That it's the anti-Grease is just icing on the cake.
Now, come on, guys. Now, this car could be a major piece of machinery. Do you know that? Now, look at this. But this car could be systematic, hydromatic, ultramatic. Why could be grease lightning?
Grease lightning! So we'll get some overhead lifters and 4-barrel quads, oh yeah. Keep talking, won't keep talking.
Carpenter turns the sights and sounds of the 50s into evidence of a malevolent poltergeist living in a repossessed car. The closer hero, Keith Gordon, giving one of his best performances, gets to the mystic car and what it represents, the more slick and charismatic he becomes, and also the more despicable and immoral. It's not tough to see at whom Carpenter's taking aim here.
Where have you been, asshole? You hear about what happened to Moochie? Yeah. Almost makes you feel kind of sorry for the little bastard, huh?
The construction and the performances are subtler than usual where Carpenter's politics are concerned, and they're masterfully drawn, but they still take a back seat to the music, the sound design, and the incredible tableau and methodical camera movements. Carpenter was never sharper than when attempting to conquer an idea handed to him.
Hey, Cunningham! Is that you, Cunningham? Hey, you ain't mad, are you?
His atmospheric direction is his most purely sleek and gorgeous, his most streamlined and sensual, and some of his most empathetic. If Starman was his movie about marriage, this was his movie about sex. Sex with a machine. Sex with cinema itself, the closest Carpenter came to flirting with Ballard. Christine was a modest hit at the time, but it has since been dwarfed by other achievements in the director's filmography, stuck as it was in the middle of an incredible streak. This is the film of his I find myself returning to most often, the one by which I find myself most conspicuously drawn, as if hypnotized by its spell. Its shots and sequences have stayed in the rearview, like intimate memories.
Okay. Show me.